Good morning, guys. It's Stephanie. Oh my gosh, I wish you could feel the sunshine on my face right now. It is a beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning here in South Carolina. I'm here to do our daily Disney devotional, and I'm so glad you're here with me. Like, I'm wearing my home shirt today because I'm wishing I was home at Disney right now, that's for sure. I feel like I'm in Florida with this weather, which is awesome. Today is number 33, and we are doing the Tomorrowland Transit Authority Peoplemover. Wow, this is a super long name. I love the Peoplemover. It's just one of those great places to just sit back and zip around the park of the Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom, and it's definitely a must-do for my family every single time, multiple times. We love it. Let's switch gears and go from a thrilling and slightly scary roller coaster to a much more peaceful and relaxing experience. Actually, you guys, you know what? While my family is on Space Mountain, I am usually on the Peoplemover. So, have you noticed that I have mentioned a lot of favorites? This one I like not because it's anything particularly special, but because it simply has to be the most tranquil and comfortable ride in the park. Let's go ride the Tomorrowland Transit Authority Peoplemover, famously known as TTA for short. The TTA, formerly known as WED Way Peoplemover, WED was for Walter Elias Disney. I didn't know his middle name was Elias. Really? Until 1994. It's simply that. It's a people mover that will transport you slowly around Tomorrowland in and out of several attractions. In fact, some Disney traditionalists may call it the people mover. It is constantly moving ride, which makes for generally short waits in the nearly exact 10-minute experience. The length of the track is just over 1 mile and can hold up to 320 guests at a time. It was built at Walt Disney World in 1975 based on similar attraction in Disneyland. The original attraction used to covered cars with open track, while the newer Walt Disney World version uses open cars with a covered track. The Disneyland version closed in 1995 and no longer exists, while Walt Disney World version is still going strong. I hope it stays that way. The Walt Disney World version uses magnets, unlike the original, which uses tires. Up to 20% of the magnets can fail and the ride will work properly. This ride famously runs through Space Mountain, where you can view the loading zone and the actual dark part of the ride. If Space Mountain breaks down, the TTA doesn't. So this is one way you may catch a very rare glimpse of Space Mountain with the lights on. Finally, while riding the TTA, you get to catch a glimpse of the original model for Epcot that Walt Disney himself envisioned. As I mentioned earlier, this is a peaceful and slow-moving ride that tops out at around 6 miles per hour. It's not super exciting. It doesn't go too fast. It has no hills. It just moves. But that's what I love about it. It moves for 10 minutes and you get a nice, relaxing rest as you ride it. If you time it just right, like we try to, you may have a car all to yourself, which makes the ride even more enjoyable. To me, this ride just screams the word peace, which is what I want to talk about today. How much peace do you have in your life? How much quiet time do you get? Do you ever just sit and relax and think about God without something in the world invading your mind or time? If you're like me, these peaceful times are few and far between. There's always something I need to get done or a deadline I have to do. I long for some quiet time where I don't have anything to worry about. The good news is that God promises us this peace. In 2 Thessalonians 3:16, we read, Now may the Lord of the peace himself give you peace at all times in every way. Jesus even says in John 16:33 that the purpose of his message was so that we can have peace. He says also that peacemakers are blessed in his famous Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 5. Finally, the famous passage from Psalms 23 talks about God having us lie down in green pastures and leading us beside quiet waters. God gives us peace. He gives us peace that surpasses all understanding from Philippians 4:7. There have been times in my life where I was way too stressed, worried, or sad about something. I have prayed specifically for peace, and I can honestly say that God has answered me. I have experienced this peace that passes understanding. I have had a calm and relaxing sense about me that I could not explain. In a time where I should have been upset or worried, I was not. I know without a doubt that God answered my prayer and gave me peace. He offers it to you as well. I love the Peoplemover. I would ride it 2, 3, or even 4 times every time we go to Walt Disney World. There have been a couple of times where the cast members graciously just let us stay on and keep going around. And one ride, and it's just the most relaxing ride there ever was. If I could move one ride to my own neighborhood, it just might be the TTA. I need a daily ride just to stop and forget about life's worries and cares and just focus on God. Try to do that the next time you ride it. Close your eyes and feel the breeze and take a deep breath and just focus on God. Thank him for the peace and quiet you're experiencing. Thank him for the peace that he offers us that we cannot understand. Thank him that one day we can all experience this peace every day and all day as we celebrate eternity with him and his son. Amen. That was a great lesson. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow.